Mark Roseman, Sports Talk New York.
Morning, Coach. When you were trying to get the most out of an Anthony Beauvillier, do you look at him as a player that's played over 300 games in the NHL, or a 24-year-old young kid trying to find consistency in the league? And is there a player from maybe your Nashville days that he kind of reminds you of, that you can kind of set benchmarks and set goals for where you want him to be?
That's actually a good question. The first part of that question, I look at Anthony as a veteran player now. You know, he's been here, you know, since I've been here. This is his fourth season with me, and then he's got a previous season before that. So I look at him as a veteran player that's still young, and you want to get past some of those inconsistencies. I mean, I told the story of the first year. I kept him in. He didn't have I don't think he had a point in the first 20 games almost. If he did, there were very few, and there was other parts of his game he had to fix. So, and he did that, and he got on a roll, and he ended up with in that, you know, the high teens in terms of goals, I think that year. And it's just trying to get that out. You know, he's a core player for us now, and when there's a number of people out, and it's not only him, there's a few core players that when people are out, you've got to find that next level to your game, to find a way to produce, find a way to make a difference, not just blend in. And that's where I'm trying to get Anthony to the next level. There's more to Anthony than even Anthony probably even knows right now. A good example of a player that is having good success, and we'll see him on Saturday, is Chandler Stevenson. I mean, he was a player that didn't understand. I call it, they have governors on, and they don't realize how good they can be. And he was a player that when we started in Washington, I identified him real quickly and said, you know, you can play in the National Hockey League. I think he even started with us my first year in Washington. If he didn't, he was a very late cut. And I felt he could play in the National Hockey League, and I thought he could play in the eventual, you know, play in the top 9, top 6 with his skill set. And now you're starting to see it. You know, it's a number of years later, but you watch him play now, there's no governor, and he realizes it. He's got himself to that next level. And, you know, he's a good player, and Bo is like that. There's another level to him that maybe he doesn't even see yet. We see it, but he needs to see it. And I think sometimes you need some of these hard lessons on the way to understand it. So I'm a Bo fan. I'm not, you know, I think he's got another level for us. He needs to have another level for us, as well as some of our other veterans, and not just pointing at him. He's a good player. He's a good person, and he's got a real good skill set, and he can be a difference maker for us. And you saw it in the playoffs. He scored one of the biggest goals in recent history for the Islanders, and get us to a game 7. And I know he had a good series against Boston, and he's been able to elevate his game.